Well, last week here on Redacted, we covered the violent story of Haitian gang members being dragged out of the Capitol Police Station, then being butchered alive, burned. The story is awful. It's not for the faint of heart, and I encourage you not to go and seek out these awful, awful videos. They might leave you with nightmares, but it's an important story. Well, that incident has now sparked an entire movement in Haiti. It's not getting any attention internationally at all. Haitians taking justice into their own hands, taking to the streets. Violent weekend, violent past 48 hours. Redacted correspondent Dan Cohen has been following this story. It's absolutely awful. Dan, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Clayton. So this movement that was sparked with that incident last week is called Bois Calais, which is Haitian Creole for peeled wood. And that refers to a severe form of corporal punishment, sometimes used in Haiti, and for hitting your children, punishing your children. And it's a real reflection of the ethos that Haitian masses are using to kill suspected gang members. Obviously, it's a less than perfect form of justice. And what they do in this Bois Calais movement is look for evidence on suspected gang members, either carrying weapons or they find videos in their cell phones indicating they're involved in criminal activity. They interrogate them and then kill them and burn their bodies. Now, the reason for such brutality is to strike terror into the hearts of criminals. Spectacle is very much the point. In Haiti, gangs, especially for the past few years, have been terrorizing the population with kidnappings, extortion, murder, and using these very same methods that the people are using against them. So, of course, there's a natural revulsion to thinking about killing someone and burning their body. But for Haiti, it's exactly what they've been subjected to on a much larger scale by these gangs. So I'm talking about massacres of dozens of people, including pregnant women, children, even babies. In one village, police and residents killed at least 5 gang members. And just a few days before that, gang members had massacred 30 people in this village, including 13 in a single family home and 8 babies. And then a few months before that, they had massacred 20 people in the same place. So you get a sense of why it has come to this for Haiti. It's a reality that, we in the U.S., I speak for myself, I can hardly imagine. It's unclear how many gang members or suspected gang members have been killed so far. One report says 100, but that's pretty much impossible to verify. There has been one report of innocent people being mistaken for gang members and killed. So obviously it's very imperfect and a brutal form of justice in which there can be mistakes. But this is what it's come to. The police have been corrupt from the top down and unable or unwilling in some cases to really fight the gangs. And the political class controls and fund the gangs. So for Haitian masses living in ghettos who were subjected to this terror, well, they have gotten to a point where they don't have any choice to respond to terror, but with terror, to make the gangsters that are causing insecurity for everyone to actually feel that insecurity. So the next time they think that they want to go kidnap someone and get some money or burn down a neighborhood or kill a family, they think twice. A lot of the footage going around is extremely graphic. We're obviously not going to show it here. If anyone really wants to go see it, they can go on Twitter or social media and look at the hashtag Bois Calais, BWAKALE. But there are some videos that we can show that give a sense of the situation. So here is one woman walking through the streets, banging a spoon on a pot and chanting Bois Calais. So you really get a sense of the people, of the class of people involved in this. In this video, the people are chanting, "We are poison for the bandit." Bandit is another term, of course, for gangster or criminal that's used in Haiti. Here you see people sharpening machetes. So machete, of course, a classic symbol of the Haitian Revolution. that is now once again being widely used. In this video, you see a police armored vehicle going to confront a gang accompanied by the people. So it's an interesting phenomenon. According to Haitian journalist Cyrus Sibert, the strategy that they're using is to quote increase the pressure of the crowd on their base to compel them to fire, which results in their ammunition running out, and then they will be at the mercy of the elite units of the National Police of Haiti. So basically the idea is the people go with the police, the gangs, if they fight, which of course they will, they exhaust their ammunition because there are so many people, and then they're basically left at the mercy of the police. So there's a kind of interesting dynamic between the people and the police here, where that movement, or the beginning of that movement, that incident we reported on in Canapé Vert last week, forced the police to act. Because until then, the police had been very anemic, corrupt, generally ineffective or incapable of fighting the gangs. But now that this leaderless movement is happening, the police have been basically forced, their hand has been forced, and they've sprung into action. So the police are focused on taking out gangs affiliated with a criminal alliance, the foremost criminal alliance in the country, called the JPEP. And their number one target is a gang leader named Andre Johnson. He's known as Izo. Here is some drone footage that I shot back in October when I was reporting from Haiti for Redacted. This is his neighborhood. This is Izo's neighborhood. It's called Village des Dieux, the City of God. So we can get a sense of what these slums actually look like. Izo, this gang leader, is especially hated by the police because in March 2021, an anti-gang police operation went bad, and his gang killed 4 cops from a specialized unit. So the cops have a very special animus, hatred for Izo.
So Dan, what is the government saying? What are the politicians saying? They've been calling for this international peacekeeping force to have United States and Canadian intervention, using this maybe as I don't know, some sort of a lightning rod to get people there, get people into their nation.
Well, there's a lot of consternation among the political and oligarch class, the elites, because many of them fund and even control the gangs. So they worry that the movement could actually become revolutionary and target not just the low-life gangsters who do the dirty work, but the figures at the top of the system who benefit from it. So Ariel Henry, the de facto prime minister who months ago requested military intervention from the United Nations and the United States, and of course was never elected, put out this statement.
Nous comprenons nous à bout, mais pas quitter mauvais plan, fait nous fait jouer de bout sale. Tête frite, tant que ça fait dans ville au cap là, main dans la main, la police ak peuple là, a marré tout bandit et a promettre yo bay la justice.
So Ariel Henry's message is take it easy, slow down, let the system take care of it, which is, of course, not going to happen, at least under his leadership or the current situation. Now, the irony in all of this is that, as you said, Clayton, that the U.S. and its allies have been seeking to carry out a military intervention in Haiti. They've been calling to reinforce the police, support the police is the kind of coded language that they use. And, you know, they would say we have to support the police so they can take on the gangs. But the U.S. has poured, since 2010, I found the U.S. has poured $380 million into the Haitian National Police, and it's trained them. But the police have been anemic and corrupt, though they do need support to be effective. Now, the irony is that that support has not come from Biden or Trudeau or from the UN, but from the Haitian population who are accompanying police to go out and confront these gangs. So now there's a sort of renewed trust or kind of social contract between the people and the police rank and file, not the police brass, which are political appointees, but from the cops who are from the same neighborhoods that are being terrorized.
That's fascinating. So this sort of anemic police force is kind of teaming up with the people of Haiti, going door to door, trying to find these gangs. What does that mean for Jimmy Cherizier, Barbecue, aka Barbecue? You've been covering him for a number of months now on our show. Of course, he is in many ways the target number one of the United States, and perhaps the one leader that Haitians actually want to lead them, and he's target number one. So where does he fit into this mix?
Well, a couple days after that initial incident that sparked this Bois Calais movement, gangs in neighborhoods called Ruelle Maillard and Bel Air attacked his neighborhood called Lower Delma. So they're right up against each other, and those neighborhoods have for years been attacking his. Right after the incident, they started another attack. So for several days, there's been this battle going on between the gangs of Ruelle Maillard and Bel Air and the self-defense groups of Lower Delma, which is why we haven't really seen Cherizier. But he's sort of a forerunner of this Bois Calais phenomenon in a way because he's sought to fight and expel gangs from his neighborhood, which he successfully did. But he has a revolutionary message that Haiti has to change its system, not just fight the henchmen. There's another interesting figure I want to point to named Jean-Ernest Muscadin in an area called Miragon, who has been taking a very hardline approach to gangs for a while now. He, in fact, has no problem with executing suspected gangsters, which, again, in light of the hollowed out state and anemic police force that has existed, he's been an exception. So, again, the Bois Calais movement is not an isolated phenomenon. You can even look back into history at the collapse of the Duvalier dictatorship in 1986, when Haitian masses took revenge on the former regime's paramilitary called the Tonton Macoutes. And, they exacted revenge in very brutal ways against them, too. So, history doesn't exactly repeat, but it does rhyme. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
So I guess we'll see what the international response to this latest round of violence is and what sort of deep state hands are at work to make this even more violent and draw international attention to it. So we'll keep our eyes on what the United States response is, the United Nations response to this, and what we can expect there. Dan Cohen, thank you so much for this report. A very important story that is not getting any coverage anywhere else. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.